Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a story of what if Naruto mastered Kurama's chakra early. What if Naruto had gained control over Kyuubi's chakra during the month of the training for the finals of the Chunin exams. What if Jiraiya taught Naruto more than summoning watches? Naruto takes the whole world by storm with near unstoppable power and unmatched potential, but the chips are down and it's all or nothing against hidden threats and godlike enemies. Will he survive? Before we start, thank you for all of the support, it really means a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like and check the description for the creator of this great fanfic. So, let us start. Chapter 6. Jonin. Disclaimer. I am worth the admiration. Naruto rolled out of his bed and landed hard on the floor, waking him up. Looking around, he couldn't help but try to remember the last time his room had been so clean. Hell, he didn't even know that he had red carpeting. Wait, I don't have red carpeting. Where am I? Thought Naruto as he sat up, surveying the room that he had been sleeping in. Hey Kurama, where am I? And why do I feel so sore? Because you used too much chakra. Your muscles couldn't handle being infused with as much of my chakra as you pumped through them, and they started to break down. Thankfully, you're already healing, so the most you should be feeling right now would be like the after effects of a serious workout. That's good. Does that mean I'll be faster and stronger? No. In fact, you will probably be a little slower and weaker. Your muscle were breaking down. I'm not sure if you lost anything, but you certainly didn't gain anything. Shit. Stated Naruto as he stood up on wobbly legs and began inspecting the room he was in, finding it somewhat dusty, as if it hadn't been lived in for a while. Don't worry, Kit. Your body is adapting to the strain already. Soon you shouldn't suffer any ill effects at all. Thanks Kurama, go ahead and get some rest. Naruto looked over the room, he began feeling an odd sense of familiarity, as if he has been here before. The red carpet, red walls, cherry oak dressers, even the picture. Naruto all but ran to the dresser on the right side of the bed, where there sat 3 pictures. One was a beautiful redhead and a very well-endowed blonde, the next was a small red-headed girl with a very old red-headed woman. The last was old man Sarutobi and the beautiful redhead standing in the Hokage's office. Sarutobi was smiling at the camera while the redhead was smirking and pointing towards her black headband with a red leaf symbol. Mom. This is my mother. This is my mother's room, stated Naruto as he started crying. He moved towards the doorway, opening the door and started walking down the hallway. The first door he came to was a linen closet, the next was a bathroom. The next room Naruto entered forced him to his knees. The walls were blue, clouds painted on the ceiling, there was toys in the back left corner, dresser and mirror on the back wall. And a small crib that looked to be made out of the best wood money could buy. This was supposed to be my room. She loved me. Someone loved me. Naruto got up, walked over to the crib, and sat down next to it, leaning against it carefully, making sure not to break it. This was how Jiraiya found him almost an hour later. I see you found your room. Like it Gaki, stated Jiraiya from the doorway, startling Naruto who in his joy-filled state had all but shut himself off from the outside world. She loved me, pervy sage. I had a home. No. I have a home, stated Naruto happily as he rushed to Jiraiya, tackling him into the hallway, crying tears of joy into his chest. You ain't kiddin' Gaki. Your mother loved you with all her heart. So did your father. I still remember him fumbling around trying to put that damn crib together. Stated Jiraiya with a laugh. Smartest man I've ever known, couldn't put that thing together to save his life. Why, you know who my dad is? Who is he? Where is he? Questioned Naruto as he got up off of Jiraiya. I knew your father better than anyone, well, except for your mother, those two were quite the pair. I'll tell you more when we get back. You have a meeting with Sensei in 10 minutes, and with your injuries, I doubt you can make it there by yourself. Stated Jiraiya as he led Naruto outside, where Naruto saw the outside of the small home. Jiraiya once again spoke up. They had lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment before they moved in here about a month before you were born. He said that there was no way his apartment would be safe for a baby. Hell, I'm surprised you lasted as long as you did in that dump. Wait. My apartment was. That's correct Gaki. Your dad lived there from when he was a kid till he made Jonin, and some time after that. Though he cleaned the place out when they moved here. Stated Jiraiya. Now come on. We have to be there soon, and I don't want too late. Unknown location, so this Gaki can already use his beast chakra. Asked a blue-skinned fish man. Yes. Zetsu reported that he is at least Jonin's speed and power when he uses Kyuubi's chakra. Stated a dark-haired teen with Sharingan eyes. Perfect. You're way faster than that, and I'm way stronger than that. He won't be a problem at all, especially after I shave his legs off. Stated Kisame with his patented shark-like grin. Do not underestimate him, Kisame. He defeated the One-Tails Jinchuriki with only moderate difficulty. He also seems to have taken after your old teammate. He even calls himself the demon of the hidden leaf. Stated Itachi in his same monotone voice. Who cares? I'm the best water jutsu user there is, and there's no way the Gaki is better with a sword than me. Even if he was, the only sword that can handle Samahata is the Kubikiribocho, a sword the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki now possesses and wields in a devastating tandem with the hidden mist jutsu, silent killing and possibly chakra nature enhancements as well. Stated Itachi. He hated to admit it, but if his target could use silent killing and the hidden mist jutsu, it limited him to only a handful of lower-level genjutsu and his ninjutsu. There were ways for him to get around the hidden mist jutsu, though it did require setting up the battlefield as he went along. Well shit. Hopefully he's as good as you say, I wouldn't want to be disappointed. Hokage's office. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, sat behind his desk, working on some of the massive amount of paperwork that had somehow appeared on his desk after Sand and Sound foolishly invaded. At the end of the battle, less than 15 Konoha ninja lost their lives, though hundreds of Sand and Oto nin were killed, including the fourth Kazekage, who had thoughtlessly attacked the Hokage, stating that Sarutobi was nothing but an old man well past his prime. The fight was short. Sarutobi had crushed his skull in with Enma after a short taijutsu bout. Now Kakashi, Asuma, Kurenai, Shino, Shikamaru, Sakura, and Sasuke, whose arm was in a cast now, were standing before him. Good. Now when Naruto and Jiraiya get here we can begin. Already here sensei. Came a deep voice behind Sarutobi. Everyone looked to see the Gamma Sennin on the roof outside the far left window, facing the Hokage monument. Jiraiya, how many times have I told you to use the door? And where's Naruto? Questioned Sarutobi, not sensing the usually unrelenting ball of energy he had usually sensed when the boy was in his office. Come on old man, if you can't even sense a genin, then I think it time you hand over that hat. Sarutobi's eyes widened along with everyone else's as their eyes snapped to the far right window, where a blue cloak and blonde hair were visible behind a human-sized sword. Oh. I think I have a few years left in the tank. After all, I did just defeat a fellow Kage in combat. Now if you two would be so kind as to enter this room, we can begin. Stated Sarutobi calmly, though on the inside he was still in a state of shock. Jiraiya, I can understand, he's the king of stealth, but Naruto just snuck up on me. I didn't hear him, smell him, or even sense his chakra. How is it possible to be able to hide both his presence and that of the Kyuubis? To have come so far in just a month. Naruto limped his way into the room, his body still stiff from overusing Kyuubi's chakra. He stood as far away from Team 7 as possible, using the massive frame of Jiraiya as a buffer to block them out as much as possible. I don't want to be anywhere near them when they find out I was taken off the team almost a month ago. Alright, now that everyone is here, I have some announcements to make. First off, would Shino Aburame and Shikamaru Nara please step forward? Shino and Shikamaru stepped forward, as Sarutobi had requested, their faces showing no emotions, Shino because he was an Aburame, Shikamaru because he legitimately didn't care about anything happening around him. Due to your performances in the exams and your efforts in the invasion, you are hereby promoted to Chunin. Shikamaru's eyes widened while Shino stayed calm, though Naruto was sure he could hear his hive buzzing louder. Sasuke was about to say something, but a squeeze on his injured shoulder from Kakashi stopped him. Sarutobi handed each boy a Chunin vest, shaking each ninja's hand and wishing them good luck in their new roles. Now onto our second promotion of the day. Naruto Uzumaki, I am promoting you to Special Jonin. Your speed, strength, and ninjutsu are all Jonin level and your tactics, along with your skill in stealth have shown greatly in both of your fights. You would be promoted to Jonin, but your Genjutsu and Taijutsu are still too weak for me to do so. Your Kenjutsu skills also need work. Stated Sarutobi with a smile on his face, which was erased by a certain duck-haired Uchiha. Why is the Dobi being promoted? And to Jonin no less? Questioned the Uchiha. He had seen the blonde idiot defeated the Hyuga, but the Hyuga was weak. Well Sasuke, after you felt Agara when he dislocated the joints in your hand and arm, Naruto defeated him. Naruto was the one that found out about the invasion and defeated the biggest threat to the village. On top of that, since you obviously weren't listening to what I just said, he has showed Jonin level skill in water ninjutsu, stealth, tactics, speed, strength and summoned one of the big three toads. Stated Sarutobi, his tone final and his eyes locked onto the young Uchihas. Lord Hokage, though I agree with this promotion, I must ask what will happen to my team if Naruto now has special Jonin duties? Asked Kakashi. He felt shame as he watched Naruto put his new Jonin vest on under his coat, knowing he didn't help him at all, or at least since he had watched him in Anbu. Kakashi couldn't help but draw parallels between Naruto and his dead sensei. The cloak and Jonin vest were the same, as well as the blue body suit, though the colors were different. Glad you asked. Naruto was, and has been, removed from Team 7 since before the finals of the Chunin exams. After several complaints into your teaching, I determined that Naruto was better off by himself. It will be determined later as to where he will be resoned. Stated Sarutobi, finding a strange enjoyment at the dumbfounded looks on everyone in the room, besides Naruto and Jiraiya faces. But if Naruto isn't on the team, then what will we do? Questioned Sakura. Team 7 will back up other genin teams on all C-rank missions outside the village and fill in for the clan heirs on their respective teams when they have clan business. Other than that you are now on reserves. Stated Sarutobi. Now I must ask you all to leave. Jiraiya and I have some business to attend to. Kakashi, you stay, you have a lot to explain. I'll meet you back at your house Gaki. Oh, might want to check the basement, there is some intense material down there on ceiling. Stated Jiraiya as everyone left the room. Sasuke was visibly angry, even more so than usual, at the very thought that the Dobi was stronger than him. Sakura was, for once, not following the Uchiha, her mind reliving every mean thing she had ever done to the blonde. Asuma and Kurenai were re-evaluating their own teams in their head. If Kakashi had missed the gold mine that was Naruto Uzumaki, perhaps they had as well. Alright, see you soon pervy sage. Hey old man, you know where Tenzo is? Asked Naruto. I believe he is helping rebuild the south wall, but by now he's probably passed out from chakra exhaustion. Stated Sarutobi. Naruto shot out the window at speeds only the Jonin or higher could see. Hard to believe half of his muscles are strained from that fight, isn't it? He is his father's son. Stated Jiraiya. Sensei, I'm telling him tonight that Minato is his father. I'm going to be taking him with me for a while. You are his master now Jiraiya, and as he is now granted Jonin level clearance, he can leave with you whenever he wants. Stated Sarutobi. Now Kakashi, I already know that you taught them the bare minimum. Tell me in your own words why you did that, and I might let you continue to teach the other two. South Wall. Naruto appeared next to the nearly completely rebuilt South Wall, kicking up a cloud of dust as he stopped. Man Kurama, how much longer until I can use your chakra without it hurting this bad? Probably a week. As long as you don't go above 5% flow you should be fine. Naruto was taken out of his internal conversation when a familiar voice reached his ears. Hey there Naruto. Congrats on the promotion to Chunin. You're one of us now buddy. Azumo. That's a Jonin vest. Stated Katetsu, sitting to the gate guard box, his eyes trained on the forest green vest of the young blonde. What? Questioned Azumo, looking at the vest in question. How did you get a Jonin vest? Simple, he was promoted to special Jonin. How's it feel to have a 13-year-old superior to you? Stated a cheery voice behind them. They turned around to see an Anbu member. Hey Tenzo. I was looking for you, stated Naruto excitedly. Well come on, there is some people I want you to meet. Stated Tenzo. He adjusted his mask and took off towards the center of the village, Naruto following closely behind. How do you think he got a sword of the hidden mist? Questioned Katetsu, staring at the back of the blonde as he bounded away. How does that kid do half the shit he does? Konoha Flower Shop. Ino was in the back room taking inventory when she heard the front door open, ringing the bells that were hung above the doorframe. Just a moment. Take your time Ino. Came a crying voice from the front of the store. Sakura? Questioned Ino as she scrambled out of the back room. Finding her friend leaning against the counter, her face in her hands. Sakura. What's wrong? I'm such a horrible person. Sakura muttered. Ino was about to retort when Sakura looked up and smiled, her eyes puffy and her makeup running. Shikamaru, Shino and Naruto all got promoted. That's great and all, but why are you crying? Questioned Ino, her voice confused as she got behind the counter. Naruto isn't a part of Team 7. He hasn't been for a month. Stated Sakura, still crying lightly. What? Why? Questioned Ino. Naruto wouldn't ask for a transfer, would he? I don't know, something about complaints and him requesting to leave. Stated Sakura. What complaints could there be? You have the strongest genin team in the village. And why would he request to leave the team? Questioned Ino. I don't know. After the wave mission I started being nice to Naruto, since he basically saved mine and Sasuke's lives, but he seemed to grow more and more distant with us until the Chunin exams. Then at some point during the month break, he was removed from the team and now he's a Jonin. Stated Sakura. Wait, did you just say he is a Jonin now? Seriously? Questioned Ino, sort of. Hokage-sama called him a special Jonin. Something about not being skilled enough to be a Jonin but too strong to be a Chunin. Stated Sakura. But it doesn't matter anyway, now without Naruto. Is your team being disbanded? Questioned Ino. No, we're getting a new member next graduation class, until then we are on reserve, but I don't know we can even be a team anymore. With Naruto gone, there's no one to hold the team together. And if that's not bad enough, he hates me now. Stated Sakura, her crying starting again. He doesn't hate you, Naruto is too nice to hate anyone, let alone you. Reassured Ino, you weren't there Ino. He stood as far away from me as possible and the only time he so much as looked towards me. His eyes were like the fires of hell, stated Sakura. Why that little? Don't worry Sakura. My shift is over and we're closing for the day, but I'll go talk to Naruto, I'm sure that this is all a big misunderstanding. Stated Ino as she walked Sakura out of the shop and locked the door behind her. Now go get some rest, you look like you haven't slept in days. I'll sort everything out with Naruto, I was going to see him anyway. Thanks Ino, mumbled Sakura as she walked towards her home. I doubt that he could ever hate you Sakura. And I'll prove it. And maybe get a hot boy toy as a bonus. Hokage office, so you refused to teach them anything of value until their teamwork improved, took a C rank thinking they would improve, and then when you found out that you were out of your league you pressed on anyway. To make matters worse, you come away from the C turned a rank mostly unharmed and believe that they are strong enough to take the Chunin exams. You forsake Naruto and stick him with a teacher that you know is publicly against him, train Sasuke in a stolen taijutsu style and then you teach him an A-rank assassination jutsu. Do I have all of that correct? Questioned Sarutobi, his voice cold, his eyes hard. Sir, I only taught Sasuke that move so that he could defeat Gaara. Stated Kakashi, bullshit. There were 100 ways you could have taught that brat to beat him. Genjutsu, water jutsu, hell you could have taught him that eye trick that you figured out. You were playing favorites. You wanted Sasuke to win the finals, what better way than to teach him a jutsu that many genin wouldn't use properly, then make it so he would either face his own stunted teammate or a close-range fighter that would be weak against your student. Stated Jiraiya. That's not true. Naruto should have never beaten Neji in the first place. He was hiding his strength, how was I supposed to know he was really high Chunin level? Stated Kakashi, you disappoint me Kakashi. Even if Naruto was weak, it's your job to make him stronger. If you had done nothing, just turned him loose with a shitty instructor, I would agree that you did something right. But you gave him to a man who hated him then go and teach your strongest student one of your best ninjutsu. You were playing favorites. Stated Jiraiya as he got up and moved to the window, he's my student now. It's up to him if you can still talk to him. By the way, if you teach that Uchiha any of Minato's jutsu, I will kill you and that Uchiha. With Sasuke, damn that Dobi. I deserve that power. How was he able to increase his speed so much in a month? And when did he gain Zabuza's sword? I know we left that in wave. He also knows all those jutsu he didn't before. And I can't copy them. Every time I try to use one of them I end up losing control of the jutsu, shouted Sasuke mentally as he shoved another Chidori into the training post. I am going to kill that Dobi. Then I'm going to Orochimaru. If the Dobi improved that much under a Sannin, then I'll grow tenfold, and then Itachi will fall at my feet. I won't even need to take Danzo up on his offer. Oto, damn that Uzumaki brat, stated Orochimaru as he read over the reports of the invasion. Foolish. Suna loses a quarter of their forces in their cage. Perhaps I will send Kabuto to get some more test subjects. That Uzumaki brat needs to be dealt with. If he's anything like his father, he will be a thorn in my side. I'll have the Sound 4 kill him when they go get Sasuke. Naruto was now sitting in his basement, looking at a seal on the wall. He had just gotten home from meeting the sword couple, Yugao and Hayate. He remembered Hayate from the preliminaries. He never would have thought the coughing proctor would be the foremost kenjutsu expert in the village, but then again, first impressions were rarely accurate. After Tenzo had informed him that the two would be training him in their off time, Naruto had been ecstatic, but now that he thought about it, he wasn't too sure. Pervy Sage said something about a training trip. If I'm not here, how can they train me? Whoever made this was a genius, mumbled Naruto as he looked at the seal that covered most of the back wall of the small house. The basement was actually a small library and office space that was lit by seals that simulated natural sunlight. There was a small corner dedicated to what Naruto figured to be taijutsu training, though there was only one dummy, and not much room to move around in. It looks like a blood seal. I bet mom stored all kinds of great stuff in here. Naruto bit his thumb and smeared the blood over the center of the seal. With a low grumble, the back wall started to sink down, allowing Naruto to see what it had hidden. No way. But that would mean my dad was. Unknown Danzo sat quietly in the dark room that was his base. And blank mask Anbu arrived and bowed before him, waiting for his orders. What have you found? Sir, the Hokage is not suspecting you in this invasion, though Master Jiraiya has informed him that he wishes to take the Kyuubi container with him when he leaves the village again. Stated the Anbu. What of the Uchiha? Questioned Danzo. He has been training. He is very adept with the Hatake's Chidori. Stated the root agent. We have witnessed Kabuto of Oto spying on him. Distract Kabuto and seal off Sasuke's memories of me. I don't want Orochimaru finding out that I have offered him training. Stated Danzo. He watched the man before him about to leave in a blur and motioned to wait. I must obtain the Kyuubi Jinchuriki and bring him here. Make sure that Jiraiya is not around when you do so. Actually, I'll just call a meeting with Hitaki, Hiruzen and Jiraiya, then that brat will be wide open. Dismissed. Red, green, yellow, blue. Watch and review or it'll kill you. Not really, do what you want. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like for more what ifs and support the author. See you guys in the next video.